slightly. Those are connected. Good afternoon, gamers, and welcome back to Random Game Fridays. Today we are back in Final Fantasy XIV. Yep, that's up. Today we are going to be messing around with Party Finder. Set that on. That looks live. That looks... yeah, what would you expect? So, for those who have never had the luxury and the joy of ever dealing with Party Finder. Come on, stickers. Where the hell are you? Give it a few seconds. Huh. Well, that's being a pain in the ass today. Anyway. Down in your main menu options, under Party, you got Party Finder. That brings up all the groups on your specific data center. This does not go across the entirety of NA. This does not go across the entirety of 14. Just your data center alone. These are all the groups that are looking for individuals outside of roulettes. So, being on Diabolos, there you are, stickers. We only see the stuff that's available for Crystal Data Center. Right now, as you can see, there's 35 available. However, we're going to ignore the 16 that are in other, because this are just advertisements for the RPers and their venues all across the data center. So your variant and criterion dungeons you got over here don't have any field ops, which is unusual. Deep dungeons, honestly, you see it more per world, but this one is actually for Marlborough right now, so you could head up with them. Fates you're almost always going to see per world. And wow, that is one hell of a fate grind. I don't think I've ever seen anybody for Gold Saucer. Treasure hunts, you see every now and then. Hunt trains are usually in Link Pearls. The best I could guess for the gathering would be the boat. Because typically you go gathering by yourself. Oh, somebody did pop a field op. Nice. That must be Eureka, because I don't think I have Eureka unlocked. PvP, if people are actually looking to do like rival wings. We're going to be in high-end duty today. I'll get to that later. For raids, you typically see these to be people wanting to do savage old contents or glam hunts. Trials or trials. This is where your old extremes are going to go. So your EX 1 through 5 will be through here. I'm not going to even touch guild highs. This, for dungeons, I honestly see this more for people looking to quicken into MSQ dungeons or Blue Mage groups. But yeah. And if you're brave enough to host your own, you go to recruit member. And normal is basically going to be everything. Alliance is if you want to throw together an AR group, either for an alliance raid. I don't think you can do frontlines this way. But yeah, you got all your raid options here. Yeah, I don't think you can do chaotic that way. I guess you could technically do OC this way, but that would be a very dedicated group. And this is for your normal setups. And with the Party Finder, you have, you know, the type that you want. So let's say dungeon, and then you select the dungeon you want. And your objective. Practice is typically what you'd see with people who are progging through something. You know, they're at a certain stage in a raid and they want to prog further. Getting past that, like with the current EX, you'd see them say prog intermission or prog, what the hell is it called? Arcane Revolution or prog cart 6 because they're at enrage. This is a special little tag. I don't think we're going to see any of those today. Nope, there you go. Sprout friendly. Basically people who have not done the thing yet or just completely new to Duty Finder. And you put your comments in. DPS first. RB34 relative. I don't know recollection off the top of my head. We're going to be doing train today, so for comments, you see Hector guide. That's a strategy that's been used. Static. So you're doing static intermission. No cheese, because they don't want to cheese the arcane revelation. So you'd throw all that into your comments. And being a trial, actually it should be high-end duty. Hell on rails. Yeah, you can define your party, your tanks. If you want a specific tank, you can limit it down. I don't think those are actual restrictions, but I've never really set this up. So if you want to set just melee, you do that. Set your second be just melee. Set your third to physical range. Set your fourth to magical range. Screw you, Blue Mage. That way people know you're only looking for specifically those. Like if I'm in White Mage right now, so I'd only want a barrier healer. So I'd only select barrier healer. There is a tag, 1 player per job, so that you don't have, you know, 2 Vipers show up as your melees. It's more of a loot thing at the end, especially when it comes to melee like that. If it's classes that have buffs like 2 monks or 2 dragoons, you don't want them overlapping their buffs, so you want to split those up. Going over here, you could limit to your world server. You typically don't want to do that unless you're fate farming, honestly. Private party allows you to set up passwords that only people who know the password can join in. You don't see any privates right now. Completion status, I really ignore that one, honestly. I mean, you got this over here. So if you're just forming a farm group, you know, duty completion or loot. You know, they got loot here and then they put completion status duty complete. So they only want people who've actually cleared it and who basically have it on farm status. Average item level, limit people who are joining you, 770, which means to basically just have crafter gear or all Arcadian gear of current rate. You can technically join lower than 770, like this would be 760. Let's see. We go down, let's say final day, 540. Now, unrestricted party, this would be more towards if you're glam farming or if you're blue mage farming. So you can have parties that are outside the standard tank, healer, DPS setup of a light party, or tank, 2 healers, 5 DPS for a trial, or not a trial, raid, an alliance raid. Or this setup of 2 tanks, 2 healers, 4 DPS. Minimum eye level actually restricts you to the item level of the instance. So it actually downgrade you. It's usually more for stuff like this. Or it brings you, I think it brings you down to 720 rather than standard 760. Silence Echo just turns on the off the echo for raids and trials prior to current content. If you happen to die in those, except for a few exceptions, you'll get an echo, which will actually increase your damage, increase your health, and healing. So that's more for challenge or achievement hunters. Let's see, I think that is all for covering the basis of Party Finder. Now, these are not actively updating on this screen because, you know, the sprite code of the game is excessively outdated. So you do have a refresh button. Every time you change your tab, it does refresh and update. So, with all that said and done, with all that out of the way, we are going to go look for... This one looks good. All right, they got a white mage, so we'll go sage. And these will probably take a while. So just refresh it to make for certain. Because I do not want to go into a farm group. I want to help people out a little. All right. Post intermission, clean up to clear. Hector, static, no cheese. Good. And we do have initials on, so that works. Hopefully this will fill before the end of the video, because otherwise this is going to be boring as shit. Strat, if I could spell today. Nope. There we go. One of the newest features of 7.4 patch is the strategy board. 90% of the time when you see stuff coming through the strategy board, unfortunately, it's going to be useless meme junk. Unfortunately, that is the case. But for that rare 10% of the time, you will get actual strategies that help you out. Let me increase the size of that. Okay, I'm going to have to try and remember how to do this again. I know there was an option, I just can't remember it right off the top of my head. Because we definitely have time, since it looks like it's going to be slow getting this going. Nope. There we go. That's what I wanted. But that's not the strategy I want. This is. All right, there we go. So, going over the basics of train, they said they were what? Going to intermission, I think? Or they were cleaning up intermission. So, getting to the intermission, you're going through multiple carts. You're going through 2 carts to get to intermission on the 3rd cart. During the first 2 carts, the boss will show 4 orbs or 8 orbs. 2 on each side and then 4 on each side. 2 on each side means he's going to do partner stack attacks. 4 on each side means he's going to do spread attacks. For partners, you would pair up 1 melee to a tank, 1 range to a healer. You can replace a melee with a ranged as a fake melee, but you really don't want to go beyond that because you do want 1 of each of the 3 DPS types to get your full 5% buff. And honestly, sometimes the DPS check is very tight, so yeah, that 4 to 5% difference is notable. So if you see the 4 orbs in total, 2 on each side, you'd want to pair up after he does his suck or pushback attack. If you saw the 8, you'd want to have everybody spread out. There is decent room for these to place. You know, it's not excessively tight like, say, EX5. God, that AoE is tight. For those who know Dark Light, you know what I'm talking about. These you have a bit of leeway. And on the first cart, if he does 4 orbs, the second set on the first cart will be 8 orbs. So you'll partner and then you'll spread. And if he does a suck attack, then he'll do a push attack as the second one. So if he does 4 orbs with a suck, you would come behind these boxes. Melee, if they want to greed, can throw their knockback resist up. You go behind these, wait for the suck to go off. There will be a danger area in here, so if you do not resist the suck by either getting pulled into a box or knockback resisting, you'll get pulled into this danger area and get hit for decent damage, get a vuln stack, most likely die on the next mechanic, unless you're a tank. But once the hit goes off from the suck, everybody spreads out to their positions. Honestly, with range, these should be moved back a little bit towards this area. This is just a very generalized image. And then the follow-up, you'd see 8 orbs pop on his sides, and he would do the animation to show that he's going to do the pushback, which has beams that are on 2 on the lower level and 2 on the upper level. Because in train, you have 2 tiers of mechanics, bottom level and an upper platform level for attacks. That comes into play later on cart 4, 5 is boxes, 4 and 6. But for the first 2 carts, it doesn't matter. You use the beams that are on the upper tier as your place for safely standing. So you'd go stand where the beams are high to get knocked back, and you don't have to worry about getting knocked to the back because the sides are the only areas that you can fall off. Front and back have barriers that you can walk right into or get sucked or pushed right into. So everybody would get their knockbacks and then everybody would adjust. Now for melee, you'd most likely want to get knocked back into this if the upper beam is on here, or get knocked back into this if the upper beam is here. Now, they can be zigzagged. So you go low, high, or they can be grouped together, where you go low, low, high, high. You have to pay attention to the front to see where the beam's going to actually hit. And once those go off, once you get knocked back, then you move to your positions. So you had parrying in the first set, which meant spread in the second set, so everybody spreads out. Tanks, a lot of tanks I see starting out with this tend to not give their melee enough room. Tanks can hug these corners very closely, giving melee a nice, decent space. As for range, you've basically just got to adjust for your melee. Your healers should be hugging the back. There is space for one range here, but it's best if you get to both spots in the middle, mainly so you get accustomed to cart 2, where you're going to have a box here and a box here, a box here, and a box here. And with cart 2, you're going to be repeating the same thing of cart 1, watching for the 4 or 8 orbs, but you're going to have side lasers going off at the side lasers go off first. You'll see the visual announcement, then side lasers will appear on both sides. One will randomly be picked, and then you'll get the announcement, the visual cue of whether you're being sucked or pushed. You'll prepare for that, but you'll use the boxes on the sides to protect yourself from the lasers that are going to pop off. So if left was popping off, everybody would come down here, use this box to block the left lasers, then adjust for the push or suck by going to either with this box or this box. And then after the push suck, you adjust to your spread or stacks. Once that goes off, the other set of lasers will ready up, so you move to the next spot. Those will fire after you see the reverse of the orbs for spread or stack. Once the second set of lasers fire, your tanks will get each a tank buster, which they have to go and adjust for, basically coming up to the front. And they have to mitigate those, because the tank busters, they hit. A tank that is unmitted will most likely get one shot from full health. So tanks are going to have to really adjust their mids for this. And I am very impressed as to the fact that nobody's on right now doing this. I was hoping this would be a little more quicker in filling up, but anyway. Back to this. So you have your tank busters go off. Then one set of lasers, it'll be random this time. It won't be the opposite. Won't always be the opposite. The third set of lasers will be random. So whatever the first two did has no effect on the third one. So the third set of lasers will go off. You adjust to wherever they are. Right side, you come up here. Left side, you come down here. And once those go off, you adjust either behind the boxes or in front of the boxes, depending on if it's a push or a pull. And after the push-pull hits, then you adjust for whatever the orb spread is. So if the first set on the second cart was 8 orbs and everybody spread, the second time will be the 4 orbs. And on the first 2 carts, Once the whole pattern is done, he's going to launch everybody off the cart, which is very, very heavy damage raid-wide. Usually you want some form of group mit up or use your addle feint on the boss for your melee and casters. Then you'd get to cart 3, which basically just has 2 tank busters and leads you into intermission. Cart 3 is almost a reprieve at that point. The only one who's going to be taking damage outside the tank busters, which have to be mitted as well, would be the main tank, who's getting the auto attack. And the auto attack really hits. So if your tank has taken a vuln because it got hit with one of the mechanics earlier, you're going to have to watch them very closely, especially after the tank buster. Because it is not that strange to see a tank get hit with the tank buster on the 3rd cart and then get auto shot down. But once tank busters go off, you'll get about 5 seconds of just auto attacks from the boss until you go into intermission ad phase. And this is where this group is doing their cleanup for static intermission. So you're going to be in the ring. The edges are perfectly safe to touch. It is one of the rare instances in Dawn Trail where we have safe edges in a circle. I would have to actually think hard to find another instance of that. Yeah. Anyway. What was I going to say? Oh, right. For this part, you are just burning down the orb that's in the center. So since you're doing static, there will be markers 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't remember the exact way. Basically, you want your healers, healer 1 north, healer 2 south. Your melees will go 1 west, 2 east. That will adjust as the fight goes on, possibly. There will be 2 trains on the outside doing loops. The inner train, the one that looks more ghostly, is the one that tanks have to focus on. That's going to have 2 cone-based tank busters coming out whenever it stops. So the tanks will bait those towards the edge. You don't want to bait them perpendicularly perfectly, because that is going to cleave your entire party. And these do one-shot everyone outside the tank. So you want to bring it a little bit closer than a straight 90. So you're baiting your cones. Range, depending on which mechanic is going off, will be 2 going far from the train, 1 going close to it, staying in the gap. Now, the mechanic that really screws people up on intermission is the puffs that come from the outside train. Because there is a train that's going outside of this ghost train, which is going on the inside. It can be visually seen. Personally, I don't even bother looking for it, because it has an audio cue as the attacks that it's going to do. There will be 3 puffs is the best way I can describe the audio cue. Or 2 puffs, depending on what it is going to do. If you hear 3 puffs, then you want everybody to spread around, as you see here. Healers will not move in static intermission. DPS will sit on their markers. Melee DPS will sit on their markers. Range DPS will adjust to wherever the train is. If there are 2 puffs, then you are going into light parties. Tanks are doing their own thing. They don't care how many puffs are going off. When the inside train is getting close to stopping, after all the puff sounds have gone off, tanks will go in to get into their position. Until that point, you can whack away on this center ad as much as you want. Go fucking nuts. Because this whole intermission phase is a DPS check. You're going to have that, bar that goes from 0 to 100. When you get it down, you'll typically see that bar finishing at like... yeah. When you get this intermission phase down, you'll typically see that bar at like 65 to 75%. And you'll only have 3 rounds of this puff mechanic to worry about. But tanks, yeah, until this train is stopping, do your thing. Go nuts. Typically, you want tank 1 at the front of the train to take it, to bait the cone from the front, and tank 2, you want to go and stay towards the caboose. Bait the cone from the caboose. So we got the front here with tank 1 and back there with tank 2. If your group decides to do it the other way, just communicate that. Because I believe the train on the inside can go clockwise or counterclockwise. I actually have... Actually, now that I think about it, I don't know if it only goes in one direction. Oh, that's an interesting one. Let me think about that. I think it can go both ways. Because right now I'm only thinking of times when I tanked this that it was actually going clockwise. But I want to say it can go counter. Either way. It's, either way, you just want to have tank 1 towards... I can't even say it's the front of the train now. Because if it does go clockwise, that'd be the rear. Yeah, you just want to have tank 1 on the left side of the train and tank 2 on the right, facing the train. But back to the puffs. If you get the 3 puffs, it's an audio cue. This is the only raid that I will honestly suggest turning off background music so you can hear the audio cue. So if you hear 3 puffs, then everybody's spread out into their spots. Range has to adjust pretty late, unfortunately, for casters, because the 3 puffs will go off and the inside train will still be moving a little bit and the tanks will still be adjusting slightly to that. However, if you hear the 2 puffs, then you're grouping into your light parties, so everybody stacks on the healer and you don't have to worry about crap. Wow, this is impressive. Nobody has joined as of yet. That is insane. Let me go look at Party Finder. Yeah, they're still up. Holy crap. And they're the only Hell on Rails. That's really impressive. All right, anyway. It'd be sad if, this doesn't even go off. Me personally, I don't have to worry about it, man. Oh, I got it for the white mage. Not really concerned about having on the sage, but I already got the weapon for the white mage and the red mage. I'm just doing this to try and help people out. Alright, so we talked about the puffs, we talked about the tanks. As long as the train is moving on the outside, tanks can go fucking nuts on the ball inside. It's only after you hear the puffs that you need to start adjusting to where you anticipate the train to stop. Because the puffs will finish and the train will still move about a quarter of a circle. So you gotta plan for that. Because the inside train is not perfectly synced to the outside one. You do have a delay with that. So after all of this, after you down the ball in the center, then the mechanic will finish up. And the big train on the outside will come down the rails and hit the entire party for a massive raid wide. If the meter reached 100, it's obviously a wipe. Otherwise, you just mit whatever you have left for the group. If you have a paladin, pop the wings. Pop the shield wing. And then you'll transition back to cart 3, which actually has pretty decent mechanics. You get back to cart 3. He'll bring out his arms, which will trigger a raid wide again, so healers need to be on top of their stuff. Once the arms are out, each tank will get hit with a tank buster. I'll get to that in a second. And then once the tank busters go off, you'll have a tower in the center. Do I have one for that? Yep. Everybody will group up for the first tower, because there will be a tower on the last 4 carts. So when you come out of intermission, there's a tower on cart 3. There's a tower on cart 4 to finish up that. There's a tower on cart 5 to finish up that. And there's a tower on cart 6, which is the last cart. After the tower on the last cart, cart 6, he will go into his enraged cast timer. It's basically burn or get burned at that point. For cart 1, everybody will stack and eat the tower. For cart 2, you typically have your main tank invuln on that and have everybody run to the back for the next mechanic that's going to happen. For cart 3, you'll typically have your off tank eat the tower as everybody runs to the back. And cart 4, have nowhere to run, so you just group up and soak the tower and pray you beat them by then. Otherwise, you're getting rage and you wipe. Now in cart 3, 4, and 5, after the tower finishes, there will be a teleporter that will send you to the next cart. If you do not get to the teleporter in time by the time he finishes casting Derail, you will get thrown off and die. Oh, that was a tablet. Yeah, that's not important. Yeah, so after the tower on cart 3, 4, and 5, You just run to the back and get into the portal, get thrown to the next cart. For cart 3, it's just everybody soaks his tower and you run straight down. Cart 4 and 5, there are going to be obstacles in your way. Cart 4 is Arcane Revolution. So you got this barrier, which you got to jump up here, then jump back down. Cart 5 is going to have a bunch of boxes that are in a somewhat random order that you got to maze through to get to this portal. So it's the reason why on 4 and 5 you have a tank soaking these towers. That way everybody can get back here waiting for it. Melee can greed for a bit on 4 and 5 until the last hit. Then you got to run and just run. On cart 5, you will typically have your LB3 ready. If your group is doing well and your healers don't need to res everybody, on cart 5, when the tower shows up, or right before the tower shows up, you could typically have a melee pop their LB3. So by the time their LB3 finishes, they can run to the portal, and the tower will almost be done, if not done. Just got to remember, you are in animation lock during your limit break, especially limit break 3. So if you're late on that, you're gonna YOLO it. So if you're late on that, good luck. So in cart 3, he'll come out, he'll pop his arms, hit you with a raid wide that you heal through. Tanks will bring their tank busters up here. They will most likely have nothing left in the mitigation area. So they are solely reliant on healers to mit them or do anything to keep them up. That's usually where you're going to see your main tank drop, because he has no mitts left. He's getting hit with a powerful tank buster, and the auto attacks hit pretty hard. So you got to watch your tanks very carefully as a healer on that. So the tank busters go off. Then you come to the tower. You soak 3 hits. The third hit has a slight delay, letting you know it's the last one. Once that goes off, you run like Forrest Gump to this teleporter. You can get there without sprint. I would personally say on hit 1 or 2, especially if you're DPS, to pop sprint just to ensure you get here. If you're a healer and you can pop sprint as well, you're an amazing healer. If you're a healer, you can pop sprint and keep everybody up at the same time, you're amazing, first off. But yeah, do that. Tanks, you might as well do it as well. You don't have any need for sprints anywhere else outside these towers. And by the time you get to your invuln solo tower, your sprint's going to be back up anyways. If for cart 4 and 5, when you're taking a tower by yourself, I highly recommend using sprint during like the first or second hit. It has 10 seconds during combat, so it will give you a decent duration to get out of there. So that is a repeated mechanic that will happen on the last carts, on each of the last carts after intermission ad phase. On cart 4, let me see if I can remember cart 4's mechanics right off the top of my head. You land on cart 4. Everybody groups up in this top corner. Boss comes up. He will add in a new mechanic that he does on cart 4, 5, and 6. It's people call it twister. Hector calls it twister. It's a snap. Everybody groups up, stands together. You hear him snap. And then you move away from where anybody was standing. Because in about 2 seconds, 1 second with snapshot, there will be AoEs that drop right on that spot. Twisters, if you will. They hurt. You get hit with 2 of them, you are most likely gone. So once you hear, just move. So everybody will move. And he'll do a up-down or down-up mechanic. This is where you start getting into the multi-tier aspect of the fight. You will have platforms that are raised over here and over here. There will be a porter that will bring you up to this one. The only way to get off of these is to jump down. So there is no portal that you can accidentally walk into, like Diamond Weapon, that are going to send you back down. So you can only teleport up. This is going to be a barrier to prevent you from going to the front without getting onto the upper platform. So melee, be very careful when you come up to this platform. If you fall down the back, you have to come to this portal, get on this platform, run all the way back up to rejoin the rest of the melee. That becomes very painfully obvious when you get into Arcane Revelation, which I'll get into in a moment. And I cannot believe we have gone almost 30 minutes with no one else joining this group. I really need to start doing these later during the day. All right. So back to the up, down, up mechanic. He will do a little lightning breath thing at the front of the train and a red headlamp thing at the front. The lightning will be on the bottom. The headlamp will be on the top. If you see the lightning first and the headlamp second, that means he is attacking low then high. So to counter it, you go up on a platform, wait for the lightning to hit the ground, and then jump down and let the headlamp hit the upper. Be careful of snapshot. You can get hit as you're jumping down if you're just a hair slow. Finally, we get a DPS. Holy crap, I am so tired of talking right now. Oh, anyway. If you see the headlamp first and the lightning second, that means he's going to hit high then low. So you'll stay on the ground, wait for the headlamp to go off, jump in a porter to get on a platform, and let the lightning pass. One thing to note on platform 4, if he goes, the second set of high-low is going to be opposite of the first set. So if he did a lightning then headlamp on the first set, later on platform 4, on cart 4, he will go and do headlamp then lightning. So you can anticipate that. Sweet, we are finally getting people. It's only an hour into the stream and we might actually start doing a run. But yeah, after the high-low or low-high goes off, then we will jump into Arcane Revelation. This massive, fun circle, which you see in the normal, will go from point to point to point. It will always start on north. So the circle will always be up there at the start. It can move 2, 3, or 4. And for each round, it will always go in the same direction. So if it moved, starting from the north, if it moved clockwise, you can anticipate that the next position it'll move to is there. So if it goes that for the first, and you start hearing the sound that is going to pop off, because there will be electricity crackling to alert you that the next position is where it's going to hit, you'll know that it's going to hit south. So for the south position, your ranged will be jumping down. This is not drawn to scale, unfortunately. There will be a small gap right underneath the platform for everybody to jump to, just outside the ring. And you want your ranged group together, you want your melee group together, and you want them to have COVID spreading. Because the party stacks are pretty decent in size. Actually, I think they would hit about that. So if it did only 2, that would be there. If somehow it did 2 and then it did 1, 2, 3, melee would come over here. Ranged would have to run. And anytime ranged has to come down here because it's hitting south, you should always come back to this portal after mechanics go off. Get on the platform and come back here up to this platform so that you can readjust easier. So if it hits on the east, west is going to be safe. Range should already be on this platform, and they just adjust down here. This is not drawn to scale because the hit area is going to cover most of that platform. What are they talking about? Oh, they're talking about how many times they've cleared. Yeah, right now everybody's talking about the wings from Doom Train, which are not available at the moment. That's right. Those are not coming out, I think, until the patch, which is coming out on Tuesday. And you'd only need 99, but you get 2 per run, so that means 50 runs. But anyway. Strategy board. Back to this. So yeah, ranged always wants to be on this platform so that they can adjust quicker. Melee, you can stay down. Some people will suggest coming up to this top platform and hugging this corner because it allows you to jump down if you need, or come back here if you need. Because when it hits north, melee will unfortunately have to get out of melee range, and you stay on the top platform, but you hug the ever-loving Christmas out of that top corner. You do not want to fall down because you have to do the whole run around. Run up here, jump back down to get back into position. You're wasting a lot of uptime. And you've already had to suffer because you get out of melee range here. And on cart 4, Arcane Revelation will do 3 cycles. It'll bounce around. You'll hear the static of him bringing his hands together, letting you know that the next stop is where it's going to hit. This will go off. The party hits will go off. Healers, unfortunately, just have to adjust for it. And then you go for a second time, and then you go for a third time. After the third one, there will be an up-down. So whatever the first up-down was, you'll see the reverse of that, so you can anticipate it. There will be a snap. So after the up-down processes, after both hits go off, stay still, look where other people are if everybody's spread out, wait for the snap, and then move to a spot where you saw nobody standing. Because with Party Finder groups, you are rarely going to see everybody grouped together for that. I'm dead serious. You are not going to see people grouped up. Once that goes off, there will be a pair of tank busters. So tanks will take to their spots here and here. After the tank busters go off, you're going to get your tower, which your main tank is going to soak, invuln through. Melee, I highly suggest you come up to the platform and hug the corner so you can get your uptime until that last hit. You can be down to get your uptime. It's just that if you're down, you're going to have to go through the portal, come up, jump down, then get here to go to the next cart, cart 5. It's just better for you that you have less crap to deal with. But that is completely your call. Okay. Anyway. And then that'll bring up cart 5, which I do not have a sheet for. So on cart 5, there's going to be a field of boxes. You know what? I have time to do it. Let me copy this. It'd be really nice if this was actually zoomed in. No, fuck it. All right. Delete. 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 Move the enemy up there. That didn't get everything. Nope. Delete that. Bring your melee up. Yeah, I really wish this would be zoomable. Let me think, what is it, 4x4 in the back? think it's 4x4. Yeah, I think it is. All right. Yeah, it's good. Nope, I want a box. Where's it 4x3? It might be 4x3. Think about that. Come on. There we go. God, it's impressive that we've gone an entire hour and have gotten nowhere. And at least this gives me the chance to show off the strategy board, since nobody actually uses this. This could be closer. Close enough. Nope. Can't copy multiple at the same time. Boy, it would be great if I could copy a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's just the first iteration of the strategy board, so can't really complain too much. I mean, I could, but not that big of an asshole. Why'd that go over there? Anyway. There we go. Save that. So you come down. Everybody will come to the center, because what you're going to be looking for once he does his whole little animation and the Lullafell yells at him to stop doing that, he will cast, oh, what the hell is it called? Telekinesis, I think? Where he'll remove 2 boxes, levitate them up and throw them off. There's usually one in the front and one in one of these other rows. Then he'll target 2 random people with AoEs. And when I say random, it is pretty random. I honestly don't even know if there is any logic behind it. You want to take these away from everybody. Moved back. And the rest of the party is going to come down here. Not the boss. Into the gap. You can get hit with one of these. So if you accidentally are in one of these, don't worry too much. You can get hit by one of them and not be too badly hit. after these AoEs go off, he will do another snap. So the AoEs go off, everybody stays put. Let me actually move the melee in the range. So the AoEs will go off, he'll do a snap. So you stay put, wait for the snap to be heard, then everybody moves away from where you were standing, which should be right up the boss's nose. It's 5-2. And we got a second melee. So after that, he'll grab a few more boxes, throw them off. Let me see if I can remember the pattern. I think it's this. Yeah, shut up. That looks kind of right. There will be a pattern that you see. It right now it doesn't really matter. Actually, I think that's the pattern. Because he does cock block you in one direction. So now 3 different people will get targeted. With AoEs. And you can either put all 3 in the front and let everybody group in the back. Or you could put the 2 in the corners and have the 3rd one come to the back so that everybody groups in the front. Whichever way it happens to go off, you know, everybody else just adjusts for that. Because after these 3 AoEs go off, thankfully, there's not going to be a snap. Instead, they're going to be tank busters. So your tanks are going to have to adjust to the corners as well. That way everybody comes back down. And you just deal with that normally. And this will happen one more time. God, I'm so tired of talking right now. How are we only 5 people in? It's been almost an hour of waiting. Holy crap. Jeez. Anyway. Yeah, that's 4. All right. So now he is going to grab more boxes, throw them off, and 5 people are going to get targeted. So you're going to have 5 AoEs. Like I said before, you can eat one of these. Nope, I didn't want to copy that. I wanted to send it back. So in the off chance that you just cannot get out of the way in time, pray your healers are on point. That's all I can say. If you have one of these AoEs, get away from anybody else who has another one. If you can't get away from the rest of the group who do not have them, do not worry about that. As long as you are not overlapping these AoEs, you should be good if everybody was topped off. And after all the third round of 5 AoEs goes off, there will be a second snap. So when the 5 AoEs are placed, everybody stay still, look for where other people are standing, and once you hear the snap, move to a spot that nobody else was standing in. Especially if you're someone who got hit with one of the AoEs. Because that thunder will guarantee take you down. Or Twister, sorry, Twister. And after that goes off, you will have the tank 5 tower going off. So your off tank will be up here, soaking the tower with their invuln. Your melee, if they were in position and anticipated, can be outside of the tower in melee range and drop their limit break, LB3. Because you should have an LB3 by then. If you don't do that stupid cheese tactic. That way they burn limit when they're basically in a free time. The tower, I think, is 5 hits on this one. Cart 3 is 3 hits. Cart 4 is 4 hits. Cart 5, yeah, I think it's 3, 4, and 5. Then 6 and the last one. But if you see Tower 6, if you see the end of Tower 6, you're either screwed or you're cutting it close. So there would be a tower here to invuln. I make one just for that. And you will have to pay attention to where the boxes are, especially if you're the off tank invulning the tower, soloing the tower. Let me grab all of these. And honestly, it doesn't matter who pops limit, because limit break is party based. Limit break damage is defined on the average item level of your group. So it doesn't matter if melee 1 or melee 2 pops it. It will be the same damage no matter what. So we've got a tower. Thank you. That's not where I placed that. To back. And we got a multi-hit. That's not where I placed that either. Thank you. And we got a second tank for the second time. Awesome. So yeah, your melee can stay up there. Actually, your tank could stay up there too. This is not the exact pattern you'll see, so you'll have to look as you're doing damage to find the path through the maze of remaining boxes to get the hell out of there. Actually, I think it's going to be something more like that. But anyway, there will be a safe path to go. And there will be a path to go that will trap you and get you thrown off the cart when he does derail. So everybody that's still up here, I highly suggest when this tower starts hitting to pop your sprint. It's not required, but is a very strong suggestion. So once this tower finishes, he'll go into the cast of derail. Everybody jumps through the portal. Rename that to cart tower. And then we'll get to cart 6, which is where chaos ensues. So let me grab a cart 4, because that's basically the same thing. And I would really love it if this group got 2 more people, 2 DPS. So that I could stop talking for 5 seconds. Right, it's control. Damn it. No. Delete. That's not there. Those don't come until later. Oops, put the healers in the wrong spot. There we go. Right. Yeah. A caster and a range. That's all we need. Oh, we have, for a short time, 2 boxes over here. For a very short time, we have 2 boxes over here. So you'll come down. Boss will do his little thing that we told you're on the last cart. You'll just start wailing away. He will show. How do we display it for the first one? Yeah, the pairs. We will get back to doing our pair mechanics, where he'll show the orbs. Come on. I don't remember doing that. That way? Oh, anyway. We just leave it as is. So he'll either do the 4 for pairing up, or he'll do 8 for spreads. So those will be loaded up. And you'll have to remember that, because when that mechanic goes off is very late. So he'll load up spreads or pairs. Turrets will show up on the left side. These turrets will be on the up. So they will only hit above. If I remember right. And he'll have turrets on the right side, which will only be on the ground. So to avoid the turrets on the right side, you can initially hide behind these boxes or come jump on this platform. There will be a portal right here. So the turrets will load it up. You'll see one pair get ready to fire. As those are prepping, you'll see him do up, down, or down, up. So if it's lightning on the bottom and headlight second, you'll wait for the lasers to go off, then jump on the platform, wait for the lightning to hit the ground, and then jump down and let headlamp go off. If it's headlamp, if it's up then down, headlamp then lightning, you'll wait for either here or here for the turrets to go off. Then you'll wait for the headlamp to go off. Then you jump on the platform to wait for lightning to go off. Once the up-down finishes, the second set of lasers, which will most likely be the right side, will get ready to go off. However, you have to be careful because he will telekinesis these boxes away. So the turrets on the right side that are going to go off will hit everything that's on the ground. So you got to be up on the platform. Once those go off, I can't remember if there's a tank buster or not. Actually, I think there's a snap after that. This phase is pretty busy. Cart 6 has a lot of stuff going off, so you have to be ready to move or stop. The second set of lasers will go off. I think there's a snap coming in there. So the lasers go off. You'll be down on the bottom, preparing for the left side. Stay still for the snap. Let that go off. There will be a suck or a pull. Actually, I need to update this because there is a box. Here in the center. Oh, wow, that's as big as I make of that box. Awesome. Which you can use to counter the suck or the pull. And after a suck or a pull, there's going to be the spread or the pairs, whichever was loaded on the first initial maneuver. So you just spread like you normally do, pair up like you normally do. Basically the same that you did all the way back here. But you'll be doing it knowing that you got this and this blocking your path. After that resolves, he'll load up the opposite. So if it was pairs first, spread will be second. If it was spread first, pairs will be second. That you will most likely forget, unless someone puts it in chat, by the time it hits, because it is very much later. After that, you will get the fun of Arcane Revolution all over again. So you'll be bouncing, it'll do 2, 3, or 4 like it does the first time on cart 4. But on cart 6, there will only be 2 rounds of Arcane Revolution. As for melee, you can go wherever the heck you need to. You don't have to worry about jumping up on a platform. For ranged, when it goes south, you do not have to jump off the platform. There will be a safe spot for you right in the corner. So you get 2 rounds of Arcane Revolution. I do believe there will come another snap after that. And we need just 1 range DPS now. Awesome. After the snap, there will be the next soccer pole, reverse whatever the first one was on cart 6. And then you'll have your spread pairs, reverse of that. If you've managed to make it that far, I believe you have another snap waiting for you, and you get tank busters. So the tanks will go to their corners. Then you'll have the final tower, which is your last call to down the train. Everybody will go into that. If you had a warrior soak the second tower on cart 4, they should have their invuln back up, but honestly at that point it just doesn't matter. You can scrape by on the final tower. I have seen it. But yeah, that is basically everything that we may or may not see. Because, yeah, they did say this was going to be a intermission cleanup. That's what they're trying for, at least. Holy crap, it has been an hour and a half. And we have done nothing. That's awesome. I really need to move these streams later. All right. I am going to take a quick break because I've been drinking a lot of water today. So maybe by the time I get back, that 8th person will show up. Works like clockwork every single time. All right, we got all 8 in. I did say, yeah, okay. 6. Well, 6 is crafting. 2 is AFK. That's understandable. 6 is still crafting, so he's probably going to say no. Or maybe. Who knows? Honestly, for practice runs, until you get everything in place, I highly discourage using pots. Food is okay. If you can get to enrage with food, then yeah, you can start potting. Maybe. Right, I'm on stage. All right. Let's get wild. And I'm going to turn off background music. Looks like we got one fresh person and somebody actually has markers. That's good. Focus target for my pair. Get away. Reason I focus target is so that I can have a marker to know where they're supposed to be. I love the fact that no tank had stance on. That's encouraging. Come on, thank you. So we got 8 orbs up. That means we are spreading. Wide and proud. Those are lasers. We're going with the ones that are upper. Four balls means pairing up. And since we had lasers first up, we are getting sucked in now. And this is going to be the raid wide. Try to do a group mid. We've got 4 balls, which means we're pairing up. We've got lasers on the sides. Those are going off first. And we're getting knocked back. Shit. Since the back lasers went off first, that means these are going off next. And because we had pairs first, that means we're spreading now. That was supposed to be a spread. False start on the offense. All right, we've got 8 balls, which means we are spreading wide. We've got, oh shit, lasers, which means we're getting knocked back. I did not want to do my dash. Got 4 balls, which means we're pairing up, and since we had a knockback on the first one, we are getting sucked in for the second. Raid wide, group mids. Front laser's going off first. Shit, I didn't see what that was. I think that was pairs. No, that was spreads. How the fuck did he die on spreads? Oh, that's not good. Alright, these are going to be pairs. I burn a lot of mana trying to counteract that bullshit. Alright, we got tank busters incoming. And that tank always takes a hit. You know what? I need to recover on that mana. Please tell me markers are up. That was 2, so light parties, tanks, please tell me when you know what you're doing. Nope. Wait, was the healer? Okay, the healer. We're gonna ignore that. Not sure why they are in that group right now. Alright, I'm gonna have to pay attention to that. If they're going to 2 spot, yeah, I gotta adjust to 1. I really don't know why they're doing that. Yeah, I know. Alright, we got 8 up, so we are spreading. Yeah, was a little closer than I wanted. We got 4 up, which means we are pairing up, and we are getting sucked because we had spread at first. Got the raid wide, which we're going to mitt through. We got 4 balls, which means we are pairing up. And I really wish these tanks would decide who. Is going to be the main tank. Alright, we had pairs in the beginning, so we are spreading on this one. Knitting. Tank busters. And I'm going to have to burn another one of these. I'm having to do way too much recovery right now. Alright. You, where are you going? Okay, you are taking 2. And stay off me. That's 2, so that means we are stacking. And that should, yep, that's a finish, good. So we're going to get the train coming down the tracks. Load that up. Met through the wings. Raid wide incoming. Tank busters. This is going to be 3 hits. Run. And we're going to come up here. What the f... I did not have auto run on. Come on. Oh, of all the bullshit. Wait for the snap. Move. That is up then down. Alright, we get Arcane Revelation. He is going north. Shit. That's going to be west. Nope, that's going to be east. Shit, I'm out of position. I read that backwards. And that's going to be south. Alright, this is going to be opposite of what he did earlier. Snap incoming. Tank busters. Tank invuln through that. Let's see if I can get that one up. He's moving 2 boxes. Look for whoever has the AoEs. Get ready for the snap. Move. Gonna move more boxes. Not gonna be able to get... you up in time. Come on. Yeah, we're not going to get this. And I am not on the right side that I'm supposed to be. So this is final cart. We don't have... it's going to be Enrage. He's got 4 balls, so he's loading up. Pairs. That side's firing first. Down is first. Wait for the lasers. Go up. Then come back down. Right side's going to fire. Those boxes are going to move, so you're going to want to get up. That's a snap. Seriously, how is this tank taking so much damage? We had pairs loaded. It's going to be close. Alright, I got Arcane Revelation. Coming north. That looks like it's going to be east. Yep. Where are you? There you are. And we had spreads loaded. Not on me, thank you. So he's going high then low. Snap. Nope, tank busters. Alright, there is no snap at the end. There's the snap I was looking for. This is the final tower, and we are not making that. So that's Enrage. Yep. Now, what the hell happened on cart 4? I did not hit auto run. That was straight bullshit. Alright, we got 4 balls, which means parrying up. Lasers for the pushback. Eight balls means we're getting spreads. And since we got knocked back first, we're getting sucked in second. I could tell by the Vuln stacks that the tanks got sucked in, which is going to really make things painful for me. Shit, I didn't see what that was. I think that was 4. Yeah, okay. You can knockback resist this. And we got a tank buster incoming. Jeez. Okay, I'm good on mana for that point. Alright, now where is this other healer going? I need to pay attention to that. Okay, he's staying on 2. Three shots means spread out. Kind of wish he would have moved on that one. All right, we're going to wait to see if we're losing someone for a static. All right, doesn't look like they're leaving now, but they may later. All right. Yeah, we're still good on food. All right. We got 8 balls. We are spreading wide. And we've got lasers to knock us back. That was 4 balls, which means we need to pair up, and we are getting sucked in. Crap. That was 4. So we got pairs. I think that was 4. Nope, that was 8. At least someone was paying attention, because I sure as hell wasn't. And this is going to be a suck with pairs after. There we go. And we got tank busters. All right. Going into transition. Where the hell is 4? It's over there, of course. That's 3 balls, so spread. Three ball puffs, so spread. We might get it. This is gonna be close. You better pop something fast. Alright, we've got the big guy with the raid wide. His arms are out now. Gonna run and run. And auto run is off this time, thank you. God, that was so stupid last time. Snap and move. Wait, what the fuck hit me? I'm sorry, you can kiss my ass on that one. I've got nothing in the tank right now. Come on, get up. Thank you. That's gonna be south. Damn it. That was low then up. Nope. This is gonna be a snap. Just gotta pop everything I can. Alright, try to get that. Nope, I'm not gonna get that. Snap. All right, let me see if I can get them up. Don't run to me. Seven. He should be good. And we're gonna hit and rage again. Four balls. We got pairs loaded. Our left is firing first. He's going to hit top, then bottom. Right is firing. Wait for the snap. There it goes. There goes every single DPS. Oh, this is gonna suck. That was supposed to be pairs. Fuck. Alright, we got Arcane Revelation. What are you doing to me today? It's gonna be west. Ah, fuck me. Really? All this stupid shit. Well, I think we're losing one, and it was a good attempt for practice. I mean, they were cleaning up, what was it, intermission? So the fact that they got to enrage is pretty damn good. All right. Well, shit. On a Friday, the fact that there is nothing out there is pretty impressive. Relic. You know what? I can screw around on blue for a bit. Like me to go. I don't mind having two heals. All right, I guess I'm taking tank. I really need to replace Goblin Punch with something. Just don't know what. Honestly, I should price White Wind. Right? I'm in tank stance. Yeah, I'm in tank stance. All right, so I think 112 was a spell you get on. Actually, I should look at that. Whoops. Come on, give me something. There we go. I was waiting for someone to pop that. Okay. Sweet. That works. Gonna pop all of those up. Ow. Dick. Right. I can't stand in that. All right, I should hold that for a bit. Until I can pop that back up. All right. Hopefully I won't need that for a while. Okay, the one behind me is good. didn't I just... Wow. That really doesn't do shit for... Please tell me there's not one behind me. Nope. I don't see it yet. Move it towards the gap. Shit. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I missed? Really? Yeah, I screwed that up. Yeah, they're going for the water guy. Okay. Was not sure which one they were aiming for. There he goes. Well, that was... there you go. One of you. Saving mine for just in case. Okay, I'll pop mine. There we go. Yeah, this should be the one that they're after, which will be when he goes up onto the cloud. Oh, crap. I don't want to pop that right there. Shit. Wait, why the fuck did it target you? Wait, did Diamondback bring that off? Oh, that's bullshit. That is straight bullshit. I'm going to have to remember that from now on. All right, this should be the sea shanty that they're after. They pop that. Wait, why? Yeah, why is it targeting them? That makes absolutely... Oh! We don't have an actual tank in here. That's crap. That is some bullshit. Well, I hope they got it, because I don't want to do that again. No, that was some crap. I'm sorry. Ooh, okay. Fine, we'll do this. I still think that was bullshit. What's this one? Not bad. Pretty sure that's not going to work on him. All right, time for the pig. I'm still salty from that second boss. That mechanic is... Oh, that's crap. All right, we good? We good. Are you? Yep, you're about to do that, aren't you? Fine. All right, run away from the piggy. Damn it. That was too late. Yeah, that's where she was. Okay. What the hell is that sound? Pop that. Now, this is going to be really fun because we don't have a limit break. What are you doing? Oh, you're doing this again. Okay. Well, that was something. Where are we at? I do believe I might finish this out with Rolos. I don't want to do blue log. I don't feel like doing any other extremes. Where's my Grundbreaker? 765. It's not horrible. What did he got? A Paladin? I'll do Darday. If that group is still there. Intermission Prague, alright. No cheese. This should finish us out for the day. All right, we are repaired. Right? Yeah. I'll deal with that later. Choo 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 choo. Thank you. Well, those markers are a lot closer than they should be. Get my pair up. All right, it's all on use. That's happening. Alright, I'm gonna give him a little leeway. We've got 8 balls, so we are spreading wide. And those are beams for knockback. Well, fuck that. Okay. um, False start. Really? Really? One pull?
We're in it now. I'm counting on you.
You all do realize that you lost a healer and a DPS. That's not 7. Where do you think they went? That one pull, seriously. That's discouraging sometimes. Oh, nope, didn't want to. Out. Yeah, I still need to do more. We got 1 hour left. Nope, didn't want that. All right, let's go screw around in fates. Or not. Jesus. Things are just going swimmingly today. Chaos swap. Oh, damn it. Is that the one I... Oh, no, that's... Yeah. I'm good with the dissension. 6... No, I'm gonna lose that one. Or not. Holy crap. Thought I was gonna. Oh, but you take that one. The hell. I have no idea who that is. Six. Yeah. What card? Oh, that's the sisters. Okay. There we go. Are we even in Party Finder right now? We are, okay. Waiting on one caster. Holy crap, that's impressive. Literally no fates up right now. Is there one out here? Nope. There are fates, though, that are finishing up. Two different fates finishing up. That's good. Oh. Is my timer up? Yes, it is. Okay. Okay, I got that map. That's trash. Yep. All right. Yeah, this is what I want. It's amazing that we're struggling to find DPS on a Friday. That's impressive. All right, the entrance to the Golden City should be up here just a bit further. There we go. All right, I should be able to get that one. Never mind, we got our caster DPS now. Anyway. All right. Hopefully this time we won't have somebody drop after one wipe. Focus set. All right, turn that off. Refresh that.
Where it is now! I'm counting on you!
Give him the window. We got 8 up, so that means spread them. Not what I wanted to do, thank you. Don't. Well, that's going to be pairs after the suck. Yeah, I just didn't get healed up enough. And we've got spreads. These are going to be pairs. Shit, that was my bad. Note when you are tanking and you get rezzed, you should immediately taunt. All right. There's that tank. All right, train's going this way. So put it out there. Shit. And we probably don't have this one. Too far. It will. That's gonna be close. I've got nothing left. Oh, we actually had that. Holy crap. Yeah, that was something I forgot to say during the initial hour. When a tank gets res, they need to immediately provoke and probably shirk. And we've got the tower. Give that back. Now we run. Give them a little bit more room. Snap, so we move. That's low first. All right, now Arcane Revelation. This one might be south. Yep. Shit. Snap. No snap. Up, down. Now the snap. And DPS is going to die. I am most likely going to die as well. But not to the boss. Yeah, I got up way too late for that. Well, both healers are down, so this is just learning mechanics. We got 8 up, so pairs are spread. Shit. It's up first, so we stay. Then we move. And we're going to go up again. Snap. And I'm down. Yep. That also was... That's understandable. What is that, 305 minutes? Yeah, don't have enough time. Give that a moment to load up. We got 4, which means we are pairing. That was 8, so we're spreading. God, that was nothing. We got 4, so we are pairing. And which side are the turrets? They are on the right. We are getting sucked. That was a little close. Yeah, not much that can be done after that.
Wearing it now. I'm counting on you.
We got 8, so we are spreading wide. I really wish that would charge forward instead of to the center. We're getting sucked in for repair. We got 4, so we are pairing up. Lasers on the right, being pushed back. We got 8, so we are spreading. Right after the tank buster. This is gonna suck. Jeez. Alright, put that back on. I mean, we're getting into train at 75, so that's good. Alright. Now for this. Three for spreads. I am way the hell out of position on that. Two for parrying. That's not horrible. Load that up. Let him have it. And we get to run. Alright, up in the corner we go. Come on over here. Snap into a move. Alright, he's going low first. High second. That's going to be south. That's going to be north. Yes, it's close. And that is basically a wipe. I mean, they got to 6, basically. So it's doable with this group, most definitely. We got 4 up, so pairing. God, this is fucking annoying. We've got 8 up, and we're going to get the suck in a moment. You know what? I'm admitting that. And my mitt was a little early. Alright. We've got 8 up, so we are spreading wide. They're firing on the right. Good. A little close on that one. We got 4 for the pair. Ready, your tank buster. Away from me! You had the entire left side. Come on. All right. There's the train. What do I have left in mitts? I don't really got much left in the tank. Thankfully, I don't really need it. Well, I say that now. Holy crap. Raid wide incoming. And we are going to be running now. Wait for the snap and move. Alright, he's hitting top then bottom. We'll stay down. Use the port. Now for the fun part. And north is our point. South is our point. Looks like it's going to be east. Nope, it's going to be south again. He's hitting low, then up. There will be a snap afterwards. I was so out of position. Tank busters. Seriously, stay on your side. And the tower is all yours. I am gone. Alright, the two are out. We're going to stay in the center. We're not going to move. Wait for the snap. Alright, who's got it this time? Get the fuck out of the corner. And this tower is mine. Any chance I get healed up before? Nope, I am dead. The one downside of being in a Dark Knight. In this one, if your healers are not on top of it, you will get screwed. Alright, that was pairs. Hitting the top. So once the lasers fire, we go up. And then we'll go up again just for the fun of it. And these lasers are going to fire one more time. We had pairs loaded. I am really close to that. Get away. We've got spreads loaded. I don't know if we're going to get this. Arcane is popping off. It looks like it's going to be west. And east. Snap. People moved a little too much on that. Nope, we don't got this. These are going to be spreads. It's going to be top, then to a bottom. So we're going to stay down. We're going to go up. I'm going to try to not hit somebody with this. Oh, this is a close one. It was a good shot. I will give him that. Even with the limit, that won't be enough. A little late, sweetheart. Oh. All right. Now we've got one bio coming up. So we're going to take a moment to relax a little bit. No, not what I wanted. Oh, stop. Okay, we're marking the healers. Not sure why. Smartass. I mean, yeah, clean up the deaths, and that'll definitely increase the DPS. Just a second. There we go. Yeah, that LB was pretty late.
Where it is now! I'm counting on you!
We got 8 balls, so we are spreading wide. You know what? Screw it. I'll burn it on that. Which means this is going to be pairs with a suck. Raid mitts. We got 4 balls. That means pairs. We are getting knocked back. Eight balls for the spreads right after the tank busters. And I don't think we lost anyone that time. Which is good. It's good. Alright, going in for the fun part. Let's see if I do not lose track of the train this time. I literally thought I fell off right there. What the hell? Ooh, that was a little closer than I would like. Wait, no, it's going this way. Alright. Raid wide incoming. Owie. Give that to you. Grouping up in the corner. Snap to the move. We're low first, then we're gonna move to the porter. Oh, come the fuck off. I was on that. Looks like it's gonna be south. North. South. Alright, this is gonna be... Go top first. Into bottom. Stay still for the snap. Into a tank buster. That one is all yours. Honestly, we're probably popping LB3 here. Make a choice. And get out of my corner. Ready for the snap. And we get the tower. I am running left. Okay. Yep, I'm dead again. Really? We got pairs loaded. Alright, he's hitting bottom first. So we go up. And we go down, and we're going to go back up again in just a moment. That's a snap. We move. And we're going up again. We had pairs loaded for the suck. don't see us getting this one. You got spreads loaded. Going into an arcane. North is safe. That healer is struggling hard to stay up. Looks like it's going to be west is safe. That's a snap, so we move. This was spreads. He's going top first, then bottom. Snap. Nope. Tank buster. Then the snap. It was worth a shot. Yeah, that LB1's not going to do it. I don't think it even tented. Anybody should be using the LB. Oh, that's right. The healer used the LB3. Forgot about that. Are we waiting on? We probably got one more in this. I mean, it was a decent run. They got what, like 8% in range? We got 4 balls, so we got pair stacked. Finally, a good knockback that I can live with. Which means we're getting sucked next with a spread. I'm gonna let them burn it on that. Yep. We got 4 balls, means just pairs. I need to stay up there. We got the front, and we're getting sucked. Awesome. Yeah, that person was getting slammed. 8 balls, 4 spread. Into tank busters. We're getting knockbacks. For spreads. Wow. Okay, I guess that's a wipe. I don't think I have ever heard that phrase before. Oh, that's what it means. It's okay. Sure. Yep. Okay, to what I said the previous time, we have one more good. Right, we don't have any more attempts. Well, it was a good try. But we are going to call it on that one. Nope. I am going to head to the house. So, yeah, it was a decent day for people who were practicing, training, and whatnot. Didn't get to see a clear, got to see a few good enrages. I think, what, 6% was the lowest we got one? But it is what it is. I mean, I was going into that fully expecting practices, so not too surprised. So I think I'm going to call it with that. And let me see if I can go raid somebody. They're on, right? Jess. All right. But yeah, as for us here on the corner, we're going to call it with that one. So, as always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.